Well, hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brunchin with Regina.
Wow. And I'm Regina.
Yeah.
I was supposed to say part of that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
All right, let's try it again.
No, just do that. Okay, we're going to move right on.
All right, so today's topic is we're going to be talking about something lighter, a lighter topic today. We're going to be talking about being grandparents. I know there's a lot of my friends that probably haven't been grandparents as long as I've been because we started young. So we got some grandkids. We got about 3.
We have 3, not about.
We got about 3.
We have 3.
We got 3 grandkids, and
we're talking about we're brunching with Grandparent.
Gina, tell me about when you first became a grandparent, when you realized what you were walking into when you became a grandparent.
You know, I became a grandparent really with Sanai. I remember how I felt, and I was in the room with her being born, and I was just like, wow. She's my
bonus grandbaby?
She is my bonus grandbaby, and so that was real fun. But then when I got an opportunity to be in the room with my Patrice, my firstborn granddaughter, biologically, and she's named after me, that was a joy that I can't really even explain, because it was a joy that didn't come with pain. You know, like you have your kids and then the pain, and then you get the joy of seeing them. But it was like this joy, it was without pain, and it was amazing. And I was in the room with her when she was born.
Wow.
How did you feel becoming a grandparent?
You know, strangely enough, I didn't feel old. I never felt old. I still don't feel old, but it was mixed feelings. I think when Patrice was first born, for me, it was Patrice was like that's when it became like this is the real deal. Like you for real a granddad, right? And I didn't exactly know what to expect.
Yeah.
But I think as time passed by, I remembered how I felt being around my grandparents, and I often imagine what my grandkids feel like being around me and Regina. And so I think that I want to provide them with some of the same opportunities, the same lessons, the same kind of those same kinds of feelings I felt. I want to give them those feelings, you know, ice cream dates, and you know, them grabbing onto my leg and me walking with them grabbing onto my bottom of my leg.
So that's what you felt when you first became a granddad.
Oh, now when
all those.
I'm sorry. I'm going. Listen, when you ask me a question, you're gonna get you're gonna get all.
Well, let's go back to pretending that it's Women's History Month again, and we celebrate it. Okay, so basically, you felt the same joy.
I felt a similar joy that you felt, but it was more like joy, but at the same token, I don't know. I won't say hesitancy. It wasn't hesitancy. It was more like I know. It was the unknown, kind of like fear of the unknown, like not knowing how to do it right, or was I going to be a good granddad? And
oh wow, I didn't know you felt like that.
Yeah. It was passing feelings. I had a whole bunch of feelings all at one time, and sometimes they come and go, just like most feelings do.
You know, but sometimes you may have been feeling that because of maybe looking at what kind of father you were, because you were gone a lot. So there were some of the times you weren't there. But the thing about grandparenting is that it's a do-over, and it's a do-over to do it better.
That's a good point. Yes, there was that, because I wasn't there for a lot of my kids growing up because of the military. I was gone a lot, all of that stuff. So yeah, I got to see, starting with Tony, I got to see everything.
And that's our youngest.
Tony's our youngest. He's our youngest son. And then the grandbabies, I got to see their first steps, their first words.
That's priceless.
All of that stuff. I got to see everything. So it was totally different from watching them grow up as opposed to watching my kids grow up. And sometimes I feel, kind of sad about that, because I would have liked for them to have that. And I often wonder how they felt about that, but that's another topic for another time. Hey y'all, real quick break from the life lessons and laughs to let you in on something really special. On Saturday, April 26th, we will be having a book signing, and it won't be the same without you. If you've been tuning in, if you've been laughing with us, this is your chance to meet us in person and grab your signed copy and connect with the Brunchin family face to face. Mark your calendar, spread the word, and we'll see you on April 26th. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program. But being a grandparent it's like, for me, it's like, I heard it said that, you wish you had them first.
It wouldn't have been the same though.
No, I know, but
not
it's sometimes.
the same. It's just, and another
Oh,
thing.
wait.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I don't mean that disrespectfully to my kids. I'm just saying it's just funny.
It sounded like it.
It's just funny when you say it. It's like, because they're just different. They're not your children. They're your children's children.
I think it is different,
Mhm.
but if they would have came first, then it wouldn't have been different because we're different. When
Right.
you become a grandparent, you've grown with your children,
Mhm.
and now you have an opportunity to grow with another lineage. Like it's
Mhm.
a whole
Another generation.
Yeah, and it's like you're just looking at your legacy, and you can do things much better.
Yeah.
Like you look at your kids and you see, ooh, I could have tightened that up a little bit. You can do it with your grandkids, but in a sweeter kind of way, because it's not like, well, you don't have to raise them. But there are some grandparents that do have to raise their grandchildren, but they are still doing it in a wiser way.
Yeah.
So,
And then there's some grandparents that are co-parenting with their children's children. They're helping them out, and since they're around you all the time. I mean, there's a lot of folks that can probably attest to that, but they're around you all the time. So you get a chance to pour into them, as well as learn from your children different things that they're learning, that they're doing with their kids, and things that they're implementing that you didn't know about.
And that can be a learning experience in itself, because I've learned a lot from my daughter-in-law.
Yep.
Like a whole lot, and things that I sometimes sadden me that I wish I could have done with my kids. But it's like, yep, I thank God for grandkids, because I can do it better now. And then it also causes me to go back and apologize to my kids. Hey, I'll be the first to apologize and be like, I could have done it this way. But yeah. So grandkids are real super fun, super sweet grandsugars is what I like to call them. And they give you time to kind of like it makes up some time that if you have missed with your kids, you can make up the time with them. And but you don't have to be overbearing.
Right.
So you can have all the fun and do all the teaching from a grandparent's point of view, instead of a parent's point of view, where you're feeling like you got to cross all the I's, dot all the T's. It's like it's so laid back. You can love on them. You can sit down, do a puzzle.
At least for us it is.
Yeah, because we're grandparents. And it's like, okay, if one of my grandkids throws something, too hard, I can correct them, but it's not like an overbearing. Their mama, that's what their mama is for. That's what their dad is for.
That's what their dad is for.
So
That's
yeah.
right.
So it's just a joy without I don't want to say, I'm not going to say that. It's a joy. It's almost the saying that I don't like to say. It's like, I get to spoil them and send them back home, because in this day and age, most families are together because we're needing to be together. Because it's less, it keeps money in the family, and you can do more when you're together. But it's like, I can love on them and show them like more, not really more love, but it's like, it's fun, because it's not like, okay, they got to learn to write their name right now. It's not me. I'm not a parent. That's why it's so much fun.
It's not all the, I feel like it's not all the pressure.
Yeah, no pressure.
Yeah, it's
that's
not the same pressure, and the same responsibility. Yeah, because you know that they have parents.
And most of the stuff their mom is doing, she's doing an excellent job. My Bop, she's doing such an excellent job at raising them. It's like, okay, I'm just kind of enforcing or gently reminding stuff that they already learned
and supporting.
And then on the other hand, we have our
oldest grandbaby.
Patrice. We're co-parenting, I don't know what it's called, something, but I'm like, she lives with us. Her dad does too, but we help him. And we're more like, we're grandparents, but we also share the role in parenting as well. Right. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Because with being having a child that's a single parent, And the flip on this is our son is the single parent. So with that, there's responsibilities, there's things that he may not see or may not, be paying attention to or be aware of. So it gives us the opportunity to be able to step in and say, hey, did this happen? And did this happen? And that, kind of just
we're
help him
truly
out.
like his village. So it's and it's such a joy. That whole thing is a joy in itself too, because it's like another chance of doing things that I tweaking things that I did before. Dating, I used to date my kids, but doing things like it doesn't always have to be like going out to a restaurant or going to buy the latest shoes. Right. This morning we had a date in my prayer room, and when you're a grandparent, it's like you notice these things, and it's just different. And she literally wanted to get up at 7 and have prayer. So that was pretty special.
Listen, this child knows more songs than I know. Every time I play a song that I got to learn to sing, she'd be like, I know that song. I'm like, what? It's like, how do you know these songs? I was like, she goes to a Christian school, and they really drill praise and worship in those kids. They love it. And so she knows all of these songs. I'm sitting there like, how is that possible? But it's kind of cool when she starts singing the same songs that I'm singing. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
And she's writing her own songs. Just a lot of things that we're able to cultivate. That's the good word.
Yeah.
When you're a grandparent, you're able to take time.
Yeah.
Smell the roses, and it's like you're not in a big rush. It's like you're chilling. You might be retired. There's so many things. And now, even if your grandkids don't live with you or in the same state, you can literally, like, we have all the tools where we can FaceTime them every single day. We can read the Bible with them. We can read a story with them. We can love on them through the phone.
Them to
and
the
then
park,
and if you're not in the same area, you can go by FaceTime.
Yeah.
But then you can also plan to, you can do games on the thing, but you can plan to go and visit them. But in between the time, you have the phone.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's all kinds of things. Yeah. It's cool.
So grandparenting, to wrap it up in one word, it's just great.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say it's just great. Yeah, it's great.
Really great.
It's challenging at times, but great overall. Yeah, it's a challenge.
Rewarding too.
It is. It is, because when you see the fruit of your labor, and you see those, because you look at them reading and talking in full sentences, and they understand
also
things.
Getting to see your children being a parent,
that's something, and then getting an understanding of what you had to go through. So then it kind of humanizes everybody. It makes everybody like, oh, so my parents weren't crazy. It's like, no, we weren't crazy. We might have been crazy at some points in time because we had a lot of pressure on us, but now you understand what we were trying to accomplish and what we were trying to achieve. And then because they're trying to achieve the same things. But
I'm known as Gigi, and you come up with all the cool names. One person can be Lolly, and I can be Lolly. He could be Pop. One of my good friends, they call her Honey. So for me, I'm Gigi.
There's Glamour.
There's so many different names.
Me, I prefer the traditional granddad. I don't like grandfather. I don't like pops. I don't like none of that. Paw. I just like granddad. That's my favorite name because it's pretty cool. And listen to them say, Dad.
Granddad.
Yeah. Dad.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So, and I will just leave it like this: one word of advice for parents and grandparents, because parents become grandparents. Enjoy the time now, because time, like, they grow fast.
They grow so fast.
Take the time to spend with them. Like, I just remember my Deucey Pooh wanting to, can you do a puzzle with me? Can you do a puzzle? And I was doing payroll, and I was like, you know what? I can. So I stopped what I was doing and I did the puzzle. And then I had my little piglet, Jalea, sitting on my lap, and she was typing and then answering the phone, acting like she was me or her mom. She had her own office. So those times you cherish. And then, like I said, me and Patrice,
he likes to go to work with me too.
Going in the prayer room and stuff.
He gets on my computer, be like, I'm doing work. Like you, I'm like doing work. He just typing on the keyboard. I'm like, I was like, dude, please don't touch that. Please don't do that.
Yeah, but take the time and make
time. Still fun, though. Yeah.
Take the time and make time, because you can't. Once the time is gone, you really can't get it back.
Nope. Time is a finite resource, and we just gotta use it as best and as wise as possible, because we cannot get that time back, y'all.
Yeah.
Can't get it back. And
so enjoy your family, enjoy your grandkids. And you can restore time. I hope you edit that.
That's for Women's History Month right there.
I'm about to tell you something real good for Women's History Month. Okay. Anyway, you can restore time. You can't get it back, but He can restore it. So and fill in all the gaps.
That's right.
So that's all I got to say about grandparenting.
That's it. That's a good show right there.
Deuces.
Peace out, y'all. Love y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And that's it.
That's what I say. You're doing some new stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Appreciate y'all.
So like, comment, subscribe.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Peace out.
Bye.